Welcome to Itinerary Business, the podcast where we explore wisdom, leadership, and the deeper meaning of connection in a complex world. Today, it's a pleasure and honor to receive Dr. Alvin
Wilkins, yes.
a man whose journey spanned the military, Freemasonry, and dedicates of many services across the world and the continents. Born in Virginia, a veteran of the U.S. Army,
Yes.
and now a high-ranked officer in the Prince Hall Scottish Rite,
Yes.
Dr. Wilkins embodies the spirit of discipline, brotherhood, fraternity, and purposes.
Yes.
In this conversation, we explore how brotherhood and fraternity can still shape the life in the world full of chaos, how freedom is more than a political slogan, and what it means to be a living bridge between America, Europe, and Africa. Let's start.
Okay.
Dr. Wilkins, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I have worn many things as you wore many functions in your life. Soldier, Freemason, community leader. Could you briefly take us through your journey from North America to the leadership sector in which you are working now?
Yes. First of all, again, it's good to be back in Paris, and thank you for this opportunity for this interview and to just talk a little bit about my brief journey.
Yeah, brief.
My brief journey.
One.
Yes. As you stated in the opening comment, that I am originally from Virginia, born and raised in Hampton, Virginia, of course, and then I joined the military relatively young, served in the Army for 24 years.
24 years.
24 years around the world in global situations, and the Army was good for that. I was there on basically mission-oriented things, but it afforded me the opportunity to meet people from around the world, and that certainly expanded my vision and my horizon about living and what it means to be here in the U.S. or in other countries. So I began my journey as a young soldier, and I served. And when I was in the military, I became a Mason.
Okay.
And I learned about Freemasonry, what the mission of Freemasonry is, and basically it says Masonry builds character and practice charity.
Okay.
Builds character and practice charity. So quite naturally, that was something that I was interested in because I've always wanted to develop a better me. You know, in order to help others, you should become a better you. And the point about giving and practicing charity, serving your community, helping others in need was very attractive to me. Again, I was very fortunate to be raised in a family where we had enough, but we always thought about others who didn't. So with that, that was my mission once I became a Mason, and that was 49 years ago.
Okay.
49 years ago, I became a Mason, and I have been actively involved in the fraternity. 49 years, and I've been, in fact, actively involved in the fraternity for that long period, serving mankind, getting to know my brothers, and men, humankind in general. Masonry exposes you to so many different people with different backgrounds, and you get to learn who you are with here on this small planet. And I believe everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason for being here. And I certainly believe my reason for being here is to try to help others.
How your military experience shaped your understanding of discipline, leadership, and service beyond the battlefield?
Oh my God, I'm glad you said that. It was my training and my cultivation in the military that did get me to focus on how to be productive. The planning aspects of being a soldier, training, not so much for war. You pray for peace, but you prepare for war. So meaning, having said that, what I'm saying is the military prepare you for leadership positions. The military also give you the opportunity to train to become better leaders, how to interact with other men and women in the military. But the military taught me so much about discipline, leadership, and organization, and comradeship, because you depend on your fellow soldiers to take care of you like you should take care of them. Yes.
Very good. After that, the second point we can speak about is fraternity, freedom, and resilience.
Yes.
In time of global uncertainty, what do you believe is the enduring role of fraternity in helping individual and community to stay grounded?
Yes. Freedom and brotherhood, collaboration is really the same. It's really the same. And it's important because, again, if we say first, if we are all of God's children, then we all brothers and sisters with one Father. And that goes with the intertwine of having the freedom to be who you are, no matter what background, where you live, what country you're from. Human rights is important to me. Civil rights is important to me. But again, I honestly believe that, again, the purpose of us being here is a test. God is our Father. And I use God because He is the Father of the world. And when I see men from Africa, when I see men from America or any other country, I believe that all of us was made in the image of God. So I respect my fellow man. I respect my fellow women. And you're right, there is a uncertainty about what we see the world is coming to. And quite naturally, I go back and says, I know we have an awesome God, and sometimes He would test you to see how you will react to certain situations. And many of us that pray will always say, God, why would this happen? Well, and then you go back into biblical times where many of those tests and trials was given to teach a lesson. It was a learning point. It was a teaching point. So as a member of the fraternity, I do believe in brotherhood. That's one of the reasons why I joined, because I know that with a certain group, you can get more done. You can always serve as an individual because you can do something. But when you work together as a group, as an organization, you can probably get more done. And the same thing with the message. If you see a brother, you may act like a brother. In order for you to be friendly, you must show yourself as a friend. So again, brotherhood is very important to me. The mere fact about freedom of speech, freedom to live, freedom to worship.
The word freedom is very, very important. It's often used, but rarely lived. How does Masonic path, and especially within Prince Hall tradition, help someone to cultivate an inner freedom?
Prince Hall, who was the founder
Yeah.
of Freemasonry among men of color, preached that in order for you to be a man, in order for you to be recognized as a man, you must first help yourself.
Okay.
So I go back to, he preached about education. He preached about learning and cultivating your families and to make them understand that you're here. And in order for you to succeed in this society, you must also contribute to society. So what Masonry has done for me is gave me those tools. We talk about Masonic truth. We talk about relief. We talk about brotherhood. We talk about trying to help your fellow man. We don't ever say it's all about us.
No.
It's what can we do for our fellow man. So Masonry gives you those tools. And just like any of us who go to school, some of us get the lessons, some of us pay attention, and some of us don't. But for the most part, it's there for you. The teachings, the doctrine of the order is there for you. And Masonry has taught me that, yes, the first time I was introduced into the order, there was a Bible present, which made me feel good that I was in the right place.
Okay.
And that was the foundation of the order, the principles of being a good man, being a good Christian man, being a man of God, being a praying man. And then the other things will come along, you know. So, but that's important. That's really, really important that we as Masons try to tell that story. And that's when we bring in new members, that's what we talk about. We talk about the fatherhood. We talk about being a good man, taking care of your family, taking care of your fellow man, you know, without hurting yourself, of course, which is a valuable lesson, because I can say I'm going to help you, but I cannot take away from my family. But I will help you as much as I can.
About resilience. Resilience, the lesson you have personally drawn from your dual path in military life and from Freemasonry, and how do you pass those on to younger generation?
Well, it's just like the family tradition. Traditions are passed on to families by talking about those traditions, by sharing those traditions, those things that got your family through those hard times. And they share those experiences with you. And then they want you to also share that information with your children. So it's about lineage and it's about legacy. Always tell your family the truth about what is happening around the world, what is happening at home, how they can best adapt, because we have to learn to adapt to situations. But the nail for me is always the family ties, the mystic ties, and the order, by passing on, again, the doctrine, the policies. Those things never change. Those are what we call immovable jewels that you should always pass on to your family, i.e. your family name. Your family name means something. So that's why your father gives you his name. Yep. And then that pass on to the next generation and the next generation. And it keeps, you know, as long as that is growing and growing and growing, the legacy will never die. The lessons will never die. I talk to my children daily about my grandparents and my great-grandparents, because they didn't have a chance to meet or see them.
Okay.
But hopefully they see them through me.
Yeah.
I want them to see those lessons that was taught to me. And yes, the IT world, the computer world has changed so much the thoughts of people, because they become Google-minded and lazy learners. Google-minded and lazy learners. And I remind them, don't let Google raise your children. don't let Google raise your children. And when you talk to your children about legacies or tradition, share with them why. Where do these traditions come from, and why it's important that we keep practicing and passing those same traditions on, because it sustained the family for all these years.
Thank you. The next step is about how we can make bridge. As an African American Freemason, what does it mean to you to represent this tradition across Atlantic, especially in Europe, where identity and exclusion is clash?
Our relationships with our brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa must start with first understanding who we are. Who we are. As history has written and have stated, that many of us of African descent who live in the States know nothing about Africa. And that is a tragedy, because our connection, because of what happened with slavery and all that stuff, was taken away from us. So we only know what we have been taught in the American way, or wherever you live. And it's unfortunate, because now this is a time where we need to have a better understanding. Africa, I think, has 54 countries recognized. I know they got 56, but there's only 54 countries recognized. And just imagine if all of us have come together. And I understand about the different countries and the different tribes and all that. I understand that. But just think if all of us in the U.S. would take the time to get to know our families. And we need to say families in Africa. Don't say, oh, you can look at your skin and see where you came from. You cannot deny that. If you have an ounce of blood of Africa in you, you're African descent. But I will always say that it is important now that we take time to break bread, we take time to talk about our traditions, so we can pass that on to our children that says, listen, we was taken away from our land. Most other ethnic groups can say, I'm from Mexico because I'm Mexican. I'm from Spain because I'm Spanish. I'm from Italy because I'm Italian. See, we can't say that because some of us don't know where we came from. And it's unfortunate, but the other side is, this is now the time to get to know your brother. Understand his journey is also your journey. And the collaboration of us, and I am so happy to see and hear when many of our brothers from the continent comes to schools, because education, they value education. I see that. They value education when they come to the U.S. because of the challenges they have in their own homeland. So we have to understand that. We have to understand that they're trying their best to be educated, but at the same time, they understand their family tradition and their roots. And we, as Americans, should also understand their journey as well.
As a bridge, then you can do many things. I see that.
Yes.
How do you view your role, symbolic or practically, in supporting this Masonic revival in Africa?
Well, the first for me would be exposure. You have to expose yourself to these things. You can't be in the closet and talk about them. I've traveled around the world. I've been blessed to travel to Asia, Southeast Asia. I've had the privilege to go back to Africa and visit Africa, because as a soldier, I was stationed there in different locations in Africa, but it was for a different mission. But now that I no longer have that mission, I can sit down and have a chance to meet and greet our brothers from those different countries. So it is important, again, that you go out and you make yourself available. As I said, in order to have a friend, you must show yourself to be friendly. And again, just like our coming together. I met you for the first time, and automatically I says, hey, this is a distinguished gentleman. He's just like me. He's a brother. He's from the motherland, and he's helping me, and I shall also help him. Yeah. And again, I'm thankful for that. But the most important thing is educating our members and telling them the importance. And Masonry does that, you know, because we have Masons all over the world. And that one particular emblem, that Masonic emblem that we talk about, brings us together. Okay. It really does. Yeah. But as far as us as African descent Americans, we have got to be more open and understanding and learning more about our own culture so we can help understand our people better.
Very good, very good. Now we can move to something very, very important. You have a book.
Yes.
You make many research.
Yes.
And you put together all this in a book.
Yes.
Can you show us the book?
Yes. This is the book that I had the privilege of working on for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I worked on this book. I researched. The name of the book is The Prince Hall Scottish Rite, the Brethren Inside of the Southern Jurisdiction. And what that means is that we have so many men, okay, so many men that serve in the order, were leaders in the Masonic body, helping, guiding, and directing Freemasonry, Prince Hall Scottish Rite. Now, it's important to note that many of those men that were serving in Masonry were also ministers. Masonry basically was built on the church. Churches, when the elders and the bishops was organizing churches across the United States, they build a church and they also build a lodge. Okay. So it was always a collaboration of lodge, of church members being members of the lodge. Okay. So the same values you have in the church, you brought to the lodge. But this book speaks about some of those men who led the organization from 1887 until 2023. So I'm proud of the fact that I was able to do the research. Through your assistance, of course, I came here to Paris on more than one occasion, and you and I went to the National Library and did some research. It talks about those men who have served and continue to serve and what they did. We talked about legacy. We talked about James. I mentioned James A. Handy, who was a preacher and very, very heavily involved in the church. But he took time to also work in the order, which also tells me that many men of the cloth were members of the Masonic order. Many men that were involved in civic and political arenas was also members of the Masonic order. So that told me that if these men who were serving in various capacities were also Masons, it gave me a sense of comfort that I too can be a servant, even though I'm not a politician, even though I'm not a minister. But the mission again is to build character and practice charity.
Very, very good. And this book is available. Where people can get it?
I have a website where you can purchase the book, and the book will be mailed to you. I've done 3 book signings. I've done 2, one in Paris, and I did one in Lille. I've done a book signing in Dubai, and I did a book signing in Manila. So the word is out. So I'm being invited to come and talk about the book and do a book signing, and I'm happy to say the book is doing extremely well. And I'm happy to know that people have it in their homes now or in their lodges, because it would tell them more about where they came
Where
from.
they came from.
And it's well documented with references, of course, and that's important to me that they know who we are and why we are. And we understand that any organization is going to have ebbs and flows about information. But if we don't share the information with our brother, they'll get it from somewhere else, and it may not be the correct information.
Oh, very, very interesting. It's a great job.
Thank you.
And that will be helpful for everybody who wants to understand
Yes.
the origin, how things were, who are the main actors, who are the main players in ground, and what are their goals, and
Yes.
what they want to share with people.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And that was the goal. That was the purpose, because the things that your father have shared with you, he may be gone, but he's hoping that you will share with your children, and your children share with their children. And this is what this book is about. I thought enough of those men to tell their stories, just some brief bios about them, about what they did outside of Masonry and why it was important they participated and supported the order. We had Thurgood Marshall, who was a Supreme Court justice in the U.S. He was very active in the lodge. So, and we have other renowned scholars and men that served in the political arena were involved in the Prince Hall family. So that's important to me, that first of all, our young brothers know that you are also a part of history. You're part of history by being associated with this organization.
Thank you so much. Dr. Wilkins.
Yes.
If you, is our closing talk, if you could speak directly to a young person, whether in Ghana, Benin, Paris, or Atlanta, who's searching for meaning and belonging, will you tell to him?
The first thing I would say to any young man or a young Mason is to do his research.
Okay.
First, if you're going to join the organization, make sure you understand the basic fundamentals. See what the organization stands for. And then seek out well-informed brethren that can share with you their experiences, as well as share with you the basic laws and the rules. But it's more important that you know who you are. So when you talk about your organization, you can do it comfortably. So the first thing I would say to them is, you want to become a Mason? Research and see what Freemasonry is about. You know, I can tell you my story, I can tell you the book answer, but you need to research and see if this is a fit for you. If it is, then pursue and look for knowledge, because again, Masonry will give you the basic knowledge of first. And the first thing, as I said to you earlier, is that when I came into the order, I was exposed to the Holy Bible. And that, again, made me feel a lot better of being in an organization that first trust God and they're trying to have faith in their fellow man. So that worked for me. And again, I would tell them, once you get in, then begin to research more and more, as you say, the origin. Who else was involved? The trends, what was going on? How did Freemasonry play a part in our history? We're talking about human rights. We're talking about civil rights. We're talking about what did Masonry say when these things were happening? You know, who spoke up? You know, so that's important to me, because you know, we know, and I know there's a lot of things we can talk about. We know. And we also know there's a lot of things we cannot change. We cannot change. But we can educate our members, we can educate our families, and hopefully prevent them from those pitfalls that some of our other brothers and sisters may have fallen into. So,
Dr. Wilkins, many see you as a bridge between America, Europe, and Africa. You are a bridge. a very big bridge. What kind of legacy do you hope to leave? Not just in your title, but in heart and minds.
Yes. I pray that I can be the example.
Yeah.
As you say, I too would consider myself a bridge, because now that I have been exposed to what, in my opinion, is the right things to do, the right lessons that you can pass on to other men from various countries. And again, Masonry has given me the opportunity to meet men from all over the world. Yeah. And I try to display a sense of brotherhood. I try to display a sense of fatherhood. I try to display a sense of being truthful. And you're right, by me traveling to those countries that you mentioned and having a chance to sit down and break bread, they see me different as I see them different. But when it's over, we're one and the same. We understand that in order for us to get along, we have to do it together. And I do pray and hope that by me meeting those men from Africa, Ghana, and Benin, wherever I may go, I have a chance to look them in the eye and they can see the spirit that I have, that I believe we are one. We may have different languages, but we have the same goals. We have the same dreams for our family like anybody else. So I will continue to be the ambassador, if you will, as I travel around and talk about things that are happening in Africa, things that are happening in the U.S. that affects us. And again, all of us now are watching Africa, and we're seeing the trends and the changes that are happening there. And we are very supportive if it's for the betterment of our people. And the same thing is to educate our members about that, and not be always Googling. Talk to your brother, talk to your sister.
Not let them in the hand of Google.
Yes.
Talk to them.
Yeah, talk to them.
Yeah.
And again, I've shared my experience with my children. They have a better understanding of who we are. And their friends come around and I talk to them. So I'm always talking about how this thing is supposed to work. And again, there's going to be detours and those things, but you got to get around them. You got to find a way to get around them and understand. Well, I'll speak to this because it's important. When my children were small children, not only did they learn the history of the U.S., I taught them some history of some of the countries in Africa, and what it meant to be from Africa. The richness of its soil and the beginning of man, all of those things you cannot deny. Yeah. So you have to talk about those things. You know? So I will continue to be that bridge wherever I go. Even this past weekend, we had brothers from Haiti, we had brothers from Togo. You know, we had brothers from all over quite naturally, Cameroon and Benin, all those places. And even here in France, when I sit down and talk to them, I want to always tell them our story.
Hey, Dr. Wilkins.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, my friend.
For your time, your insight, and the example you set.
Thank you.
It's very, very important. In a time when many walls are going up, your life reminds us that the bridge can still be built.
Yes, sir.
Through the memories, brotherhood, and moral courage.
Thank you,
are
sir.
very, very welcome. And I'm so grateful. I'm very, very happy to meet and to keep this word from you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Our listener must see this conversation as something very important.
Yes.
I'm truly convinced of that. Because sharing as you share from the heart.
Yes.
Without any fight. You speak what is coming from you.
Yes.
And that's why I'm very, very happy. I'm thanking you again.
Thank you for
Thank
this
you.
opportunity. And for your audience, I believe that the only way we can make this happen is to become more friendly, more brotherly, and more respectable.
Thank you very much. I'm Oliver Sego, and I'm here to connect people.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Itinéraire Business, l'émission qui parle le mieux de vos succès.